Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to make 3D bow card. So we are going to make a bow and make it look like a 3D card. So for that I'm using this watercolor paper, but I am going to give it a background. Okay, this is a 300 GSM watercolor paper which I have folded in a card like this, but we are going to work it towards the end on this one. And for the bow, we are going to need a separate piece of watercolor paper. I'm going to use this one, and on this we are going to actually paint a bow and then cut it and paste it on our card to give it a 3D effect. Okay, so let's first start on drawing the bow and painting the bow. So for that, today we are going to need, basically we need two types of brushes. One should be a bigger one, so this is a number 10 brush, and one we need like a thin brush, like to give more details. And we need, of course, need a pencil to draw the bow. And the paints, I'm going to use my very own colors from Temu. They're very good. I have water, and towards the end we might need this glue and just paper towel just in case if we need it. So let's quickly start. And one more thing, we also need a washi tape in this one. So you can use a painter's tape or any other washi tape that you might have. So we want to give the card a border with this. So that's that. Let's start with the card. This is just a piece of scrap, so we are going to cut the bow, so do not worry about the placement of the bow on the sheet. So let me quickly show you how to draw it. So we are going to start and we need to make sure that we are only making bow just that can fit in our card. So I'll just roughly mark the sides, so we have to stay within this. Okay, and for the bow we first have to just make kind of a square, but it has rounded edges. So we are going to draw very loose. We do not want a specific line to, you know, look like a straight line, or we are just drawing it loosely. And then we have to start from this corner, basically this rounded corner, and then go a little up like this, and then just turn it and make a loop, just like a loop. And we are going to do the similar thing on this side. So start from here, go out, curved line upwards, and then make a loop and bring it back to the center. So that's that. And now we are going to start from just about the end of this loop and make like a ziggly little curved, and then just going to take it towards the center. On this side as well, we are going to start, make ziggly line, no specific, you know, direction, just a swiggly wiggly line, and then bring it to the center and join. So this is the basic shape of the bow. And also we are going to give the ribbons that comes down. So I'm going to start from this side and take it here. I'm going to make it broad and then just take it up like this. Going to make it slanting curved line downwards, and this, and again. So it doesn't have to match everything, so it is a ribbon, so it can flow in any direction. So just make it loose and natural. So that's the basic drawing of the bow. And now let's start with the painting. And before that, if you have any rough lines or any rough edges, you can anyways go and erase them, because after we paint on it, we won't be able to erase them. Look how the drawing is, because I'm drawing very, very lightly. So this is the basic drawing of the bow. I'm very excited to paint this one. So we are first going to use a bigger brush, and for the colors I'm going to use, first of all, I'm going to give everything a light wash of scarlet red color, which is this one. So we are going to paint very loosely so that it looks very natural. So this is the color that I'm going to give a very light wash of color. And the way I like to do is that the shapes that I see, I'm going to go over and outline them like this. Leave it about for a few seconds. I'll outline this as well. So as you can see, I'm not actually focusing on making all the lines perfect. I really want them to be ziggly and swinging here and there. So we are going to stop here, and before going towards the bottom part, wash your brush, clean your brush, and then just take water and blend all the outlines that we have done. So it naturally gives a very beautiful, subtle, shaded kind of a look. So this is the favorite technique that I like to use on this one. Also, I will do this on this one as well. Like that. Now let's do the same thing in the bottom part. So that's the basic painting, the light wash of color that we want to give to the bow. And if, like you can see in this part, it's very light, so I'm not going to go over it. We want this natural reflections happening. That is why I love this technique. It naturally gives, on some side it gives a darker effect, and on some it shows a very light effect. So it's good. So let us wait for it to dry, or you can use a dryer to dry this one quickly. So now I'm going to just intensify the color a little bit and give some shadow effects to the bow. So for which I'm going to use the same color, the scarlet red, mixed with a little bit of madder red and a little bit of brown to give it a little warmth to the color. Perfect. So this is the color that I actually wanted. It's a brownish red color, and I'm going to use the same brush. So very lightly I'm just going to go over the lines again, just very, very ziggly and braked lines like this, and here as well. So you can give little curves like wrinkles that we might have in the bow. If you want, you can definitely use a thinner brush here. Now just rinse your brush, and we will just try and smudge the edges that we have for this color. So what I'm going to do is just water on the brush and just try and smudge the edges a little bit, as you can see. It to show some textures by having different strokes. I'm really happy with how it looks, but lastly I will just give it a little more effect with the darkest shade of brown and red that I can get. So I will add to this mixture, I will even add black color, a little bit of black to make it even darker. Perfect. So it's now a coffee brown shade instead of any red. Just going to give this one very, add just few spots to that is it. Just using a clean brush to just smoothen the edges, and if I think it's a little too much, I'll just pick some color and dab it on my paper towel. Perfect. So I'm really happy with how it looks, and I will quickly let it dry, and after it dries up we have to cut this. I'll show you the correct way that we have to cut it. So let's wait for it to dry. And this is the base of the card. Let's quickly do this taping on the sides. Have very nicely taped all the edges, all the borders of this card, and let's start painting. And for this one I want to give it a very dark background. I'll be using the Payne's gray color, which is nowadays my favorite color from the palette. So I'm going to use the same color for the background. Definitely use a bigger brush, so I'm going to switch to a bigger brush to make the procedure fast. For the background I will be using this big brush, which is a mop brush. It has a very wide head of the brush, so I'm going to use this one. It's a new, and I'm excited to use this one with our new brush, and let's paint the background. So the background, I'm just going to keep it simple using the same color, Payne gray. It looks good. Let it dry on one side. So the background is dried completely, and before removing the tape, I want to use these shimmer colors. It's completely optional. You can use a white gouache paint as well, but I'll just be using this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the golden shade to splatter on the background. I think that's good enough. So I'll just let it dry again. And now we can definitely go ahead and remove the tape. So let's remove the tape. Let's go ahead and cut our bow. In order to cut the bow, we need to make sure that we have to leave little space, like a white space around it. We are not going to cut it end to end. So from the bow, we will leave little white space and then we will start cutting it. So it will be easier also for the cut, and it will look very, highlighted when we leave this little small border from the white sheet. So this is how it looks, and to give it a 3D effect, what I'm going to do is, so just take any sheet that you might have, any scrap sheet. So this is just practice sheet that I was having. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut some strips like this. I'm just going to cut it into these much small pieces. So basically what we are doing is I'm going to glue 3 pieces all together to make thick kind of a support, and we are then going to fix it on the back of this one so it looks lifted from the card. Everything is ready, and now let's assemble it and see the final look of it. So I have those paper sheets stick together. These are 3 sheets in one, so I have 4 of them. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste them on the back side. So we are basically embossing the bow from a 2D to 3D look. And if you seem that some of the pieces are big, you can always go ahead and cut them. You can use a hot glue gun or maybe a double-sided tape as well, but I like to do it with. And finally, let's put the glue on top of this so that we are sticking it to the card now. This is our card. Let's put all of these together. You can see the placing. You can bring it down, you can take it up, but I'm just going to put it in the center and just give it a very good pressure for a few minutes. This is the final look of the card, and I am so happy with how it looks. So as you can see, it gives a little 3D effect, and if you want to show it a wrinkled thing, you can always just lift up the edges of the bow and the ribbons as well if you want, like this. So it really looks very beautiful and very different, and it's so easy to do, as you can see already. um, it's a beautiful card, and I hope you enjoyed this video and you will give it a try. Thank you so much for watching the video till the end, and I will see you guys in my next video with a new card idea for Christmas. So thank you so much, and if you like this, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. That means a lot to me. And see you guys in the next video. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. It's festive time. Enjoy your painting. Bye bye.